Go ahead and take that in, boys and girls.
So we've got point guards, right? This is arguably the most important position on the court. Walk us through some of the players here. What your thought process with ranking this extremely important position?
Yeah, so with point guards, of course, you had to put Spam. You gotta crown the king at the end of the day. Dallas champion point guard, had a crazy post draft, still doing really well with his content. And then right behind him, Claude, following up at the 2 spot, PS5 champ, runner up in the Worlds. And number 3, you have Aaron, overseas Turkey point guard. This is the guy we were mentioning earlier, 2 gold medals and winning a Europe championship. Gotta show respect. And season at number 4, even though he took a little bit of a break in post draft, really talented cat. Would have went two overall, in my opinion, if not suspended from the draft. Eyeball Greens is going to be playing with some league players. I see a lot. He has a very high ceiling. I think he's going to evolve into a star. I'm excited to see how well he plays with the talent around him. MJB, SIGS, this is the guy who's probably like the most talented right now in terms of like point guard that I've seen or I have seen screenshots from, and like a little bit of gameplay of 2K22. Probably could jump into that top 3 spot if he keeps it up. Fana is a snub from last year, jumping in, could jump back into the top 5 spot. And then we got guys like Bam from HG, point guard, played really well, unguardable, kind of bounced in and out of post draft, still really talented player that we didn't know too much about before the draft, and now this is his chance to show that he's really like that top guard, doing well on the stage in the post draft. And then if we're gonna skip ahead a little bit, see Seldom, who had a really good showing in for the Fire 6 gaming squad on PlayStation. You had Benzo, who played really well in center of post draft, was coming back to point guard. I wanted to see how he plays because he's a very versatile cat. And I asked him in DMs, I was like, "Yo, you playing point guard or center? Because I don't know where to put you." He said point guard, so had to show respect because he's a real talented kid too as well. And then, of course, had to show love to my international guys, Simpy and Scala. Simpy being from Australia, Scala being from Denmark.
Out of this group of point guards, who was the most difficult to kind of slide into a specific spot?
Ooh, it was probably Antoine Love, just because he's one of the more known point guards that we've had in post draft, and he had some really good performances. Had some where he wasn't as he didn't turn out to play as well as anticipated, and it was tough to really place him. I didn't really know who to put him over. But who to put him under. It was a tough call for me. So I slapped him at 17. He's a talented guy. I think he has a lot of upside. We'll see how he rocks here in 2K22 pre-draft.
Going from 11 to 20, who would be your... I'll give you a break here. Pick 2 instead of just 1. 2 players you could see easily cracking the top 10 here.
I would have to go with Benzo and Hod. Hod had a run for like 2 or 3 weeks playing with Liquid Underground and PlayStation, and he was looking like the best player on the game. And then he had a tough run in Dallas, got put out in the first round. So real talented guy. I think once he gets better at making some reads, I think he's more like score heavy. When he's able to make some reads and put some assists on the board, I think he can crack the top 10 for sure. And then Benzo, he spent so much time at center. They haven't spent a lot of time watching him at point guard. So I put him, a little lower on the list as, he's probably going to DM me first. I have a message DM. It's probably him. So he's a talented cat too. So I can see him cracking that top 10.
Remember, we were saying pre-show, you got to turn off those notifications before we load in here. Last question on the point guard spot, just because it is such a big position. Spam, right? He's at number 1. He recently got partnered, so congrats to him. Right. How do you feel he'll do without Liquid and without his backcourt partner that we're so used to seeing him play with in Johnny Red?
If you watch Spam play in the last 2Ks, it seems like every squad he's been with, he's been successful. He's been winning tournaments or at least placing top Final Fours. And even without Johnny Red, I think the way he is as a point guard, he makes everybody around him better. He's going to attract talent too as well. Spam being Spam, he's going to be playing with the best of the best, no matter who he's with. He's going to be playing with good, talented guys. So I think he'll always be in a situation where he's going to win. And I don't expect any less without Johnny Red.
I'm excited. That's one of many storylines I'm really excited to kind of see unfold.